Hello. It's Nicole Moore, love coach extraordinaire, here to share with you a message on the 4th of July about why men are not choosing you fully and how to get them to choose you fully. Now, just want to share this look of a hat with braids will not be in every single video, but it's 4th of July. So actually, let me just give a quick explanation of this. This is how I wake up, with these beautiful braids, and then I put a hat on, and then I do a video for you. So, or maybe I should just keep this as my look. Maybe it should become my signature look. Anyway, I want to make this message because I hear from so many women all day long, and they're trying to prove their worth to a man. What they don't realize is that this is entirely 100% backwards. The real energy should be that a woman is leaned back. A woman is in her power, in her worth, in her value, and she is leaning back, letting the appropriate suitor step up, prove his case to her, and then she chooses him. But so many women out there are in this energy of, I have to make a guy commit. If you are struggling to make a guy commit, then you really need to look at, is that the right guy? What's going on? And are you in your true value and worth? Because when you say, I have to make him commit, I have to try and get him to commit, I have to prove that I'm worthy, what are you actually saying? What you're actually saying is, I am letting my feeling of worth and value be dependent on whether or not somebody else chooses me. And real freedom for a woman comes when you are actually knowing what you're bringing to the table, so much so that you actually know and believe that if that man does not choose you, he's missing out. So I did an exercise with my Get and Keep Your Man clients at the 3-day retreat that we just had this weekend. It's one of my favorite exercises that I teach them, but it's exactly this. I show them how to get in this energy, and when it clicks for them, they go, wait a minute, like, I'm amazing, I'm a catch, this is amazing, he'd be missing out. And it's that energy, that frequency, that I want you to pay attention to. When a guy does not call you back, when a guy ghosts, when it doesn't work out, when he says he can't commit, when it's not going as fast as you want it to, where's your energy at? Is it at, he is missing out, not just like a thought in your head, but this actual deep instinctive knowing of, he's missing out on the most incredible woman on the planet. Is your energy there? Or is it in, what did I do wrong? Why did I push him away? How was I not good enough? Oh, maybe if I would have said it differently, maybe if I would have done this, maybe if I didn't text him, maybe if I did text him. Does your energy, if a man doesn't do what you want, does it go to, what's wrong with me? You know, most women who follow me, and certainly every single client who's ever worked with me, in the back of her head, she thinks there's something wrong with me. She thinks there's just something wrong with me that's going to make love not work out for me, that's going to make a man not choose me. And so she's vibrating on the inside at, there's something wrong with me. And then she's trying to get a man to choose her to make that feeling go away. And what I show women how to do is how to start off with that confidence, how to start off with, I'm the best woman in the world. Because when you have that energy in you, and it's not a thought, I want you to hear me on this, it's not a thought, it's an actual embodied feeling of knowing your worth so deeply, knowing what you bring to the table so deeply, really knowing and believing that if a man doesn't choose you, he is missing out on the most incredible ride he could ever take in his life. When you're there, the dating game changes. So if you're having a challenge getting men to choose you fully or getting men to commit to you fully, I want you to look at your true confidence level and where is it at. Now, here's how you know, because women can say all day long, I know I'm ready for a man. They can say that. But how you know is where your mind goes when it appears as if you're not getting what you want. So where do you go back to when it's not working out. And I say appears to be not working out because, of course, everything is always perfect and everything is always working. But where do you go back to? I call this your emotional baseline, okay? What that means is this. You're having experiences all day long, right? Life is happening to you. Now, you know it's not happening to you. I know it's not happening to you, but we can feel as if life is happening to you. So you go out and date, and then whatever happens. So you go on a good date, you go on a bad date, this guy doesn't call, this guy calls, there's no man messaging you, there's no man asking you out, like whatever's happening on the outside, okay? So good or bad on the outside. Most women will always return to a certain emotional baseline, meaning certain feelings within them, which are perpetuated by certain thoughts within them. So a woman who's vibrating at the emotional baseline of, I am not worthy and I need a man to choose me in order to feel worthy. But of course, I don't really believe that the kind of man that I would want would choose me anyway because I feel unworthy. If a woman is vibrating there, what's going to happen is it doesn't really matter what happens in her dating experience. If she meets a guy she likes, she's going to vibrate at, I wonder if I'm good enough for him. Oh my God, how do I say the right thing? How do I do the right thing? I'm freaking out. He's not texting me. It's been 2 hours. It's been 5 hours. Right? Even if it's a guy she likes, even if he's doing what she wants, if she's vibrating at unworthy, meaning her emotional baseline, the emotions that she continues to come back to time and time again because of the thoughts she perpetuates time and time again. If she's there, no matter what actually happens on the outside, she's gonna feel unworthy, right? So stay with me on this because I'm gonna explain how this all ties together. So now, she has a good experience, she meets a good guy, but inside of her, she's freaking out, worrying she's gonna mess it up, push him away, he's not gonna like her, he's gonna choose someone else. It's still at the same frequency of unworthy. But more likely than that is she attracts some guys who are not even treating her well in the first place, or they ghost her, or they don't commit. And again, she goes back to, it's because I'm not worthy. So what most women try and do is they don't change their emotional baseline. Instead, they keep trying to change the men or get the men to change so they can feel different. And it doesn't work that way. It really, really, really does not work that way. Love only works based on what's going on inside of you. That's why you can be powerful, smart, successful, beautiful, amazing in every other area of your life, because in every other area, you can lie. And what I mean by lie is not that you're saying lies out of your mouth. I mean energetically lie, okay? Somebody could hate themselves and hate the world and actually make a ton of money. You guys know that, right? You've seen it, you see it. Somebody could hate themselves and have a really fit body, right? You've all seen those people who they hate themselves. Maybe they're starving themselves. Maybe there's like, you know, they have pictures on Instagram of their hot body, but on the inside, they're hating themselves. So you can have an ideal body and actually really hate yourself. You can have millions of dollars in the bank and actually really hate yourself. Pretty much most other things in the world, you can feel shitty about yourself on the inside and you can still get a good result on the outside. If you work hard, even if sometimes, you know, it's working hard in a wounded way or from a non-ideal way, like somebody's starving themselves and working out 5 hours a day to get that ideal body. But in almost every single other area of your life, you can cheat the system. You can lie with your energy and you can still get the result that you want. But in love, you cannot lie. In love, energy rules. Love is the one area where whatever you're actually vibrating at on the inside is what will show on the outside every single time. It's why most people don't get around to actually working on their love life until they've had enough pain. Because the truth is, you guys, you can cheat every other area. You can be a miserable asshole hating yourself and hating other people and make a lot of money. You can be have incredibly low body self-esteem, but still have a great body, or maybe do lots of plastic surgery to try and like look good. You guys all see those women on Instagram, right? Where they look incredible. But if you actually go inside, they're vibrating on low self-worth. But in love, energy does not lie. In love, you will always and only get back what you're actually vibrating within, which is why love life is the most important one to work on. Because when you actually get aligned in your love life, that starts to ripple out to every other area of your life, and you actually have clean results there. You actually have aligned results there. So what do we do to shift this? You have to shift your emotional baseline. So emotional baseline, it's a term that I created, okay? I made it up. And here's what it means. It really just means as you're going through life and experiences are happening, your emotions are going up and down like this all the time. So sometimes you feel great and sometimes you feel not so great. But where do you vibrate consistently at? Where do you vibrate consistently at? That is your emotional baseline. Some women watching this, some women following me have a man by their side, but they're still vibrating at the emotional baseline of unworthiness. So they're fighting with him. So they're sabotaging the relationship and they're not creating something amazing. So in love, you've got to play the energy game. Because if you don't do that, your results won't actually be what you want, even if you have a man by your side, which is why, please, if you're single, stop looking to other people on the internet and automatically assuming that because they have a man next to them in their profile picture, that they have a great relationship. Trust me, I talk to women all day long in relationships and not in relationships. I know what's going on in people's heads. I know what's really going on behind the scenes. Now, some people do have great relationships, but if they do, I'm going to tell you the reason why is because they have shifted their emotional baseline. So most women, what happens is no matter what happens in their love life, great experiences or negative experiences, they always come back to, I feel insecure, I feel worried, I'm going to sabotage this, I'm not good enough for this, etc. And what I do with women is I show them how to vibrate from confidence within first. And I'm going to tell you that when you get here, what you will know and believe is truly this. If that man doesn't choose me, he is an idiot. I swear to God, you guys, I swear to God. Now, what you should know about me, if you haven't been following me for a long time, if you have, you probably heard all my stories, right? But if you haven't, I was literally the most insecure person on the planet. I'm not even kidding you or exaggerating in any way, shape, or form. I would look into a mirror and a thought would come up, I hate you, on a regular basis, okay? So when I talk about low self-esteem and vibrating at low self-worth and no confidence, I can speak it because I lived that for so many years of my life. But when I realized, wait a minute, what's actually inside of me is creating the results outside of me in my love life. Remember what I said? You could be a miserable asshole and you could make a ton of money, okay? I know there's like maybe money coaches following me and all that, and there's a place for money mindset. But the truth really is, you guys, in body, in money, in pretty much every other area of your life, you can actually be misaligned. And you can get a great result. Now, you might not be able to enjoy the result, like that person who hates themselves and they're exercising 5 hours a day and they're starving themselves to have a great body. They have it on the outside, but they're not enjoying it. Somebody who hates themselves might be making a ton of money, but they're not enjoying it. So I'm not saying that if you're misaligned in every other area, you don't have to pay attention to that. You do. But love is the one area where if you're misaligned, you won't even get the outside result in the first place to not enjoy it. It will not come to you because you cannot get in a relationship anything other than what you have inside. The level of excellence and beauty and love and intimacy and connection in a relationship will only ever be equal to what you truly have within. So when I started working on changing my emotional baseline, okay, now don't try and Google this term. As I said, I actually made it up. It basically means your emotions that you come back to time and time again throughout your life experience, right? So when I realized, shit, I'm vibrating at unworthiness and insecurity and not being confident. When I'm in front of a guy that I like, I don't feel confident. I realized, oh, holy shit, the reason that as a love coach, I was already a love coach, you guys, attracted in a relationship with an emotionally abusive narcissist who cheated on me with multiple women, including his ex-wife, right? The reason I attracted that was because of what was within. And I went, oh my God, I actually have to deal with this. I can't just put this under the covers. Like, if I don't deal with this, I'm going to keep attracting things on the outside that I don't want. So I had this very humbling moment. I already had built my love coaching business. I had told the world that this person was my soulmate. I mean, really not the world, because at that time, like, my business wasn't that big, but there were still like maybe thousands of people, right, who were hearing my messages. And then that relationship crumbled to the ground. And after much pain, much of him cheating on me, emotional abuse, all of that. And I had to really go, why? I'm a smart woman. I'm a beautiful woman. I am a resourceful woman. I'm a powerful woman. How could this happen to me? And it's really not what I would choose. It's not what I would want. I'm wanting epic love with my soulmate. I'm wanting marriage. I'm wanting partnership. So why did I create this result in my life? And the reason was, in your love life, you cannot hide. In your love life, you cannot lie. In your love life, you cannot be misaligned. It will always show up in the other person. So I had to deal with my inner little girl who grew up feeling very unworthy and very unloved. When I was a little child, I believed with all of my being that my parents did not love me. That was truth for me. I couldn't see any other way. So can you imagine how unworthy I felt? So I had to work on building my confidence daily. And here's what I realized through all of this. And I say this to my Get and Keep Your Man clients. I have it in one of the modules. Your self-worth is not dependent on anything that can change. So it's not dependent on what you look like, because what you look like can change. One day you can have beautiful hair all curled. The next day you have some braids and maybe you're a little casual. One day you can be skinny. The next day you get your period and you're bloated and you feel like a pig, right? Like, your self-worth is not dependent on your age. Your self-worth is not dependent on how much money you make. That can go up and down. Your self-worth is not dependent on anything that can change. Now, here's why this is so radical. As women especially, we are conditioned to believe that our self-worth is dependent on things that can change. And very often as we grow, they change against our favor. So like, youthfulness is prized. And so women go crazy trying to look young as long as possible because we believe that that is our worth, right? Your worth comes from in here. Your worth comes from at the deepest level. This is what I believe. Everybody on the planet has a unique energetic signature. So I don't believe that anybody has like a unique, one piece of them that's unique that nobody else has. Here's what I mean by this. If you're to look at me, right? I have certain energies within me. Some are stronger than others. So one of the energies that I hold very strongly is power. You can probably feel that from my videos, and people in my life know that. I hold a very strong vibration of power, but I also hold a very strong vibration of love, right? I hold a vibration of sexiness. I know I look good in my hat and I have like a tank top on and I have braids. I know I still look sexy. You guys know it too, right? You're probably nodding your head saying, yes, Nicole, you're sexy. You should be. Because I know I have that energy within my system. I also hold a frequency of intelligence. I hold a frequency of playfulness, right? But now here's the thing. The frequencies that I'm holding in the levels that they are within me, that in and of itself is unique to me. So are there other women who are sexy? Yes. Are there other women who are sexier than me? Of course there are. Are there other women who are powerful? Yes. Are there other women who are more intelligent? Yes. Like this is the crazy thing that women do with worth. We decide that we have to be 100% of every single quality there is in order to be worthy. I have to be the most beautiful, the most smart, the most funny, the most fit, whatever. Instead of looking at what is the beauty of the unique energy that I hold. So if you were to look at yourself as like, okay, 100%, right? So for me, I might have like, I don't know, 50% love, right? And then 20% power and fierceness, and then 5% playfulness, and then 10% sexiness. It might not even add up to 100, it might be more. But here's what I'm trying to communicate. My energy is a unique frequency. Now, I have energies that other people have, but the way that it's displayed within me is unique. And now I might, like, for example, there's no energy of sarcasm within me. Like one of my best friends, she's very sarcastic. When people are sarcastic, I believe them. Like whenever people make jokes with me that are sarcastic, I'm like, I don't get it, right? Like that's not a frequency within me. Like I don't even know to laugh because I think that they're telling me the truth. And I don't know if it's like gullible, but I'm just like, oh, So I don't have the frequency of sarcasm within me, right? So if there's a guy out there who is really looking for sarcasm, maybe he's very witty. I don't have that within me. It's not a dominant quality within me. But if I was going, oh my God, I have to be really, really witty and sarcastic and really amazing at conversation because I think that that's what the kind of man that I would want, or that's what men want, I would feel bad about myself because I'm not sarcastic and I don't know how to be quick in conversation. My personality is more of a introspective listener. When I'm with my friends, of course, I'm more animated, but I sit around at those people who are very like quick-witted and sarcastic, and I look at them and I really appreciate it. And I go, sometimes I'm like, wow, like I don't even know how you do that. Like it's amazing. You can be so quick like that, but it's not within me. So why would I tell myself the lie that if I don't have that quality, I'm not good enough and attractive? Now, I'm using a neutral quality like wittiness and sarcasm. Most women don't have a lot of charge around that one. But what if it was beauty? What if it was sexiness, right? What if it was the things that we are conditioned to think that we need to have 100% of every single quality in order to be attractive? Then we start feeling bad about ourselves as women. So the key to break free from all of this is to understand your unique energetic signature. What are the qualities that you're bringing? And then the second question is, why are those so amazing? Why is this combination of qualities so amazing? So I had to do this with myself, and I sat there and I thought, you know, a lot of people who hold the frequency of the power that I do, because I'm a very powerful person, I'm a very powerful manifester, I know my power. A lot of people who hold that frequency, sometimes it comes with an overbearing energy or approving energy or I need to be right energy, but that is not a frequency that I really hold. But I hold a lot of loving, feminine energy. So I started to realize these are really two unique combinations together. So one person that worked for me, her name is Crystal, she told me one time, you are a powerhouse grounded in love. And I was like, you know what, that's true and that's amazing and that's rare and I'm gonna love that and celebrate that about myself, right? I'm a very spiritual person, but I can be really playful. I'm a person who can be spiritual, but I like to play in the material world. I like my lipsticks. I like my outfits. I will watch reality TV sometimes, right? And so those two things are more of a unique combination together. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just playing with my energies. I'm just building up my energies. I'm just building up the story that my unique flavor and combinations is the best thing in the world. And when you do this, you start to realize, wow, if a man does not choose me, he is missing out on this. Where else are you going to find such deep power coupled with deep femininity, coupled with sexiness and intelligence, and then this deeply centered base of spirituality, right? If you paint the picture in that way, I'm talking about me, of course, but I want you applying this to you. You start to realize, God damn, I'm amazing. I'm bringing a lot to the table. And then the dating game changes, because then your emotional baseline changes. And then the same thing could happen. A guy could ghost you, abandon you, not call you back, not do what you want, take too long to text you back, whatever. And you resonate at, and you vibrate at, he's missing out because I'm amazing. So I should have mentioned this earlier, but I do have a free gift, you guys, for you to do this exercise, because I want you to do this exercise. I want you to feel this power, because when you feel this power, I promise you, the dating game changes. So I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but if you go to my link that you see right here, you guys, and you grab the Attract Your Man workshop, it's a 4-part video series, but in video three, I give you my exercise to help you determine what are your unique qualities that you're bringing to the table, and it will help you have this feeling that I have, that I'm demonstrating right now, of worthiness, really realizing what you bring to the table. You do not want to be in this game of let me prove my worth to a man. Have you ever noticed the game doesn't work? It doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. It has never worked in the history of time. If you have an example of a woman that felt super unworthy, and then she had to prove herself to a man, and then he didn't want to commit, or who wasn't giving her attention, and then she somehow proved her worth to him, and then he chose her, please bring me that example. Because I don't think it exists. Because, as I said, love is the one area where if you're misaligned, you better believe it's going to show up. This is why I work with so many women who are badasses, who are powerful, who are beautiful, who you would look at and you would go, I can't believe you're single, you're such a catch. And they're asking themselves, why am I single when I've been able to have success in every other area of my life? And it's because of this. When you're misaligned, meaning when on the inside you're vibrating at insecurity, I'm not worthy. He's not going to choose me. Maybe there's someone better. I'm doing it wrong. I have to be perfect in order to be loved. When you're vibrating like that on the inside, because that's how your inner little girl feels in your love life, not in your body, not in your money, not in any other area of your life, but in your love life, you will get on the outside what's within. That's why love is so hard for people, especially smart, powerful women who are looking around going, why don't I have the same result as I do in every other area? Because the truth is, in every other area, with enough willpower, with enough grit, with enough, I'm going to make it happen, like that woman who goes, I'm going to exercise 5 hours a day and I'm going to starve myself because I want the body that I want. And inside she feels so unworthy, but on the outside, she gets the result. In every other area of your life, you can cheat the system, so to speak. You don't have to have that energy in the inside to create the result on the outside. Now, again, I'm not talking about actually being able to enjoy the result. I'm just talking about creating the result. You can't do that in your love life. Love life is an energy game. Love life is an alignment game. And how you win that game with men is you prove your worth to yourself first, to the point where you actually know and believe and vibrate at, not just a thought in your head, I am the best catch. When I was dating, when I came to San Diego, I knew and believed I'm the best woman in San Diego. I know some of you are in San Diego. I already have my man. Go ahead and take it. You could be the best woman in San Diego now. Go ahead, right? But I didn't just think that. I knew it in all of my being because I had done this work. So go grab my free gift, you guys, because that's a 4-part series on how to feel confident with men. But in the 3rd video, I give you an exercise that very easily has you understand what are those qualities that you're bringing to the table. Every woman that does this exercise feels better. Sometimes I'll do it on like a live webinar, and women are always like in love with this exercise because there's nothing like it to instantly feel your worth. So I want you to promise me, type I promise in the comments below. If you are going to be done trying to get a man to prove your worth to you, and if you are going to commit to proving your worth to yourself so that from there you can attract in a man who already sees your worth because you see it too. Type I promise. I want to see those promises. I want to see you committing to this, because what I promise to you is this is the real way to make love work, okay? There's no perfect thing you can say. There's no perfect way you can be. You can't cheat the system in love. There's no like, this is the perfect blueprint of actions to follow. And if you follow these actions, and if you date 3 times a week, and if you don't sleep with him for 3 months, and if you send him these perfect text scripts, you'll get love. No, you can't cheat the system. Now, you might get a man by your side, but you're not going to have the love that you want until you play the energy game in the right way and you're coming from the right frequency. So type I promise in the comments below if you are going to declare with me right now that you're done playing this insane game of I don't actually feel worthy and confident within, but maybe I'm going to try and convince a man to feel that way about me so I can finally feel it. I played that game for years, and all it ever got me was someone who I thought was a soulmate who ended up being very emotionally abusive and cheating on me multiple times with multiple women. And by the way, I had this relationship while I was a love coach, so I really know what I mean. I'm still a love coach. This is in the beginning of my business, but I really know what I'm saying here, because at that time I was even teaching other women. I had women get in relationships, but I couldn't have it for myself until I got aligned within. So play the alignment game in love, because that is actually how you win the game. No tactics, no tricks, no cheating the system. Getting aligned here, getting your emotional baseline vibrating at worth and confidence. And I promise you from there, you're going to attract in men who you're going to say, I didn't even know these kind of men existed. And there's no proving your worth when it's already within you. So type I promise now if you commit to being a woman who goes after her worth first, rather than trying to get a man to prove it. And go grab my free gift, because in one of the videos in that free video series, I share with you an exercise to have you understand your worth pretty much instantly. Bye.